We be rambling.
Are we on now?
We're on now.
We're on now. We're live.
We're live.
and in person. Okay.
That's what they tell me, at least. Yeah. So welcome back. Oh, let me turn down my phone now.
God bless it, Jeff. They told me you were a professional.
Oh no, I'm a professional sales associate.
Okay.
Here at Gigabytes.
Amateur videographer.
That's it. Welcome to Rambles May 2nd. We've made it. We made it a whole month of Rambles, actually, I believe.
Rambles version, I think this is, what, version 3, version
4,
version 9.
Hey,
but a whole month.
We made it a whole month. The new lives, how about that?
Yeah, the new lives.
That's what we'll call it. Cool. Well, we have a ton to talk about today. We were thrown pretty much everything we got in. The other big thing are announcements. We've also talked about advertising with us. If you see here down at the bottom, we have the ticker going. We basically are offering 3 levels of advertisement. Basically, we'll put a little shout out there in the ticker that will run as the Rambles is going on, or we'll do a shout out here to say, hey, thanks for our sponsors. Or we'll actually, the highest tier would be creating a commercial for you. You've seen all of our, hopefully all of our commercials on our socials. They've been doing really well. Our Birds of May one is popping off. People absolutely love that one right now. And we've got some really fun ones coming up with some Star Wars stuff.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
all
I got to help here in that because I happened to be
there.
I was just sitting there, I think, reading my book.
Yeah, like, come here, you. So we would be happy to make something for you like that. That would run at the beginning of the Rambles, or in the middle of who knows? We'll see when those will run.
I still think we should have gone for the tier 4 where they could tattoo their brand on their body.
It's always forehead.
Yeah, forehead.
Because it's a ramble, so you just gotta sit there and just but please, we'd love for you to work with people in the community that are making stuff and are make all the things we love, like Brass Tack. I'll go ahead and throw that one out for free. That does all of our or doesn't know all of them, but they do make a lot of terrain. We have some terrain here, which is all free. All of our terrain and tables are free, by the way.
Speaking of other videos,
yeah,
ads.
That'll come out soon. So yeah, think about that. Also, the big thing, because this is May 2nd, which means new specials, new food specials. Ty, what are our new food specials?
So I'm always excited about our food specials. I think back to when we first started doing them probably 5-6 years ago now. Sure. We've been doing specials, and it's always exciting for me. So it being Birds of May, we've got that as the theme for our specials. So we've got the Blackened Canary, which is going to be a turkey wrap with hummus, some veggies. It's going to be really healthy, really refreshing. I'm really excited for that one because I love hummus and I love wraps. Like it's all the perfect stuff for me. It's got some good veggies in it. We've got our Harley's breakfast, which is your classic bacon, egg, and cheese, but it's going to be more than like what's on our Dirty Irish. It's going to have some hot sauce. It's going to have 2 eggs. It's going to have extra bacon, lots of cheese. So it's going to be a nice hearty sandwich. And best part, good. It's on ciabatta.
Yeah,
and I love ciabatta bread
and hot sauce. Anything with hot sauce for me, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah,
egg and hot sauce. I'm just like,
yeah, you're a big spice fan.
Oh yeah,
yeah. For breakfast especially, it's funny because I make a version of this for myself. It's like that's like my treat breakfast sandwich. Yeah. And then last thing we've got is a really exciting salad. For those of you who exciting and salad in the same sentence. But it's got popcorn chicken. It's got this spicy, sweet, zingy dressing on it. I don't remember the exact brand it was, but I got to try this, and
everybody went
in love. And it's got like these fried onion rings on it. Oh, it's phenomenal. I had a bite of that, and our kitchen manager was the one who was going to eat the version we made for photos, but I was like, dang, I really wish I was the one eating that. It was really good.
And normally when Jeannie makes the specials, she'll cut them up and kind of like everybody have a taste. Them. She did not share the salad.
she gave a couple of us one bite, and it was like the rest of this is mine. And I was normally I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I wasn't even that hungry, but I was like, that dressing. I lie at night thinking about that dressing now. Like I have to figure out when I get in the kitchen later.
How to make
I have to, because it is.
It's so good.
It's so good. It is odd for me to say I like food, very apparently, and I think the salad is my favorite thing on the specials.
That's so good.
It's so good.
It's the onion rings. So let's get into all the stuff that's sitting in front of us. We are packed.
Seeing if anyone had anything to say.
John is, of course, talking about dinosaurs.
I mean, I should really just make a game about dinosaurs because
Just for John.
Just for John. It's gonna be a game about befriending the most dinosaurs, and
or you can be like, who can dinosaur the most? Who's the most dinosaur?
It's just gonna be Trivial Pursuit, but every single question is about dinosaurs, and instead of like a stupid little circle, it's gonna be like those old wooden models of dinosaur skeletons.
You have to put them together.
You have to assemble that, and you get a piece for each question.
Yeah, there you go, perfect.
And we'll put, whenever we need John distracted, so we can do chicanery.
We have like, here, go play your dinosaur game.
Yeah,
dinosaur boy. There you go.
All right.
This is Jeff's last rambles. In rate, here we go. Let's jump into HeroClix. We got a bunch of stuff going on for HeroClix.
Oh yeah. HeroClix is one of those that I'm always astounded at how much they can be like, we still got more ideas for you, because this game's been around.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been
as long as I can remember coming into game stores, and I started going into game stores when I was young.
Let's see, early 2000s, we were playing HeroClix MechWarrior / BattleTech. I can't remember which title they were using for it. So HeroClix as a concept, as a game design, has been around
ages.
Yeah. And then I remember the Marvel stuff coming out. But specifically, this is the Smash and Destroy. I brought out the big brick there. This one specifically we're focusing on Hulk, Magneto, Juggernaut, Goliath. So it's all about the big heavy hitters.
All characters who like to smash and
which Magneto is a weird
destroy.
one in that lineup, but
I guess it's because so often like he's just picking up massive pieces of metal and just going, I'm gonna throw it.
I'm gonna throw it. So this is all about bringing those the big guns out to bring down the house. One thing is, so some of this, I guess, the scenarios, the ideas is about capturing the Hulk or helping Juggernaut redeem himself with the Unstoppables. We got a bunch of Asgard warriors in these boosters, and they're also bringing back the one-shot cards are returning.
Yeah, so I think that's part of why HeroClix is still succeeding with this Smash and Destroy. Is they're never afraid to revisit things that worked, and they're never afraid to try new things, and they're never afraid to go, yeah, that didn't work. Let's move on.
Good.
I was just gonna say, and one of the cool things about HeroClix, if you've never tried it, is the fact that you don't have to actually, like a lot of other miniatures games, buy. You don't have to go and drop $800 before you can even begin to play.
Right.
I know you've just started getting into Warhammer.
I've been drugging. Yeah. I cut myself. So my Sisters of Battle, my Adeptus Sororitas, have taken their blood price. But these are pre-painted.
Pre-painted. You can just do it straight out of the box. You don't have to do anything with them, and it's really cool. As someone who loves limited in TCGs, like, you can just open the box and play with what's in the box. Yep. You can draft, you can do sealed. There's lots. You can do pre-constructed. There's lots of ways to play it, and I think that's the coolest thing about HeroClix.
And speaking of, if you really did want to get into it for the first time and don't know where to start, now's the time you can pick up the Smash and Destroy Learn to Play kit here. It's got Red Hulk, and then basically you're trying to either play the Red Hulk and not be stopped, or play the soldiers trying to stop the Red Hulk. So this is, you already know, because these are boosters, right? So you are getting, they're blind boosters. You don't know what you're getting in each pack.
I do think they have like certain pull rates and and
like
I'm not familiar with what the pull rates are on this, but I know anytime we've got a pretty good HeroClix community, they'll come in, I'll be like, all right, what's the chase for this set? And I'll be like, oh, you gotta get Magneto's the big chase for this
That's
set,
great.
or whoever.
Well, this one you know that you're gonna get Red Hulk and all the. I think that's an MP.
Yeah.
Random MP guard number 1.
Random MP guard number 1, my favorite character in all things. But I mean, it's just enough to learn, right? That's the purpose of this. This is to kind of tell you whether you want to play or not.
Exactly.
And then I was just gonna say, as the next pickup, you got kind of a new thing they're doing with Cap's Kooky Quartet, which comes with Cap, obviously, and 3 others, and it's designed to be 400 points. So they're kind of moving to
pre-builds or
pre-builds for those constructeds. Yeah, like starter kits almost, right? I almost think of like starter decks and TCGs. This is one of those that like I immediately relate to TCGs for a lot of people because they're like, well, I know what a starter deck in Magic is or in Pokemon is, and like this is kind of an equivalent.
You want to get started, grab this.
Yeah, and so it's also 400 points as opposed to the normal 300 points because they're kind of moving to a little bit bigger games.
Okay.
You know, it'll be up to what players want to play. You know, if you want to say we're playing 100 points, you can play 100 points. But this is literally ready to go right out of the box.
And there are 2 versions of each. At least that's the kit that I got for my son for Christmas. It looked like each unit had 2 different point values. There was like a simplified version and then a more complex version.
Yeah, they do that pretty frequently. They'll you know, they'll sometimes even in a booster box there might be 2-3 versions of a character. And so it's like, oh, you might get like Magneto from House of M, but then you might also get like Magneto, leader of Krakatoa.
Yeah. So some cool stuff like that. And speaking of Magneto, this is the iconic set. So this is going to have the first appearance of X-Men. So this has original Magneto, original
original
thing,
Beast, which is such a interesting choice because like nothing like for people who are familiar with any modern version
the originals. I love that Angel has a bazooka.
Yeah. Iceman literally looks like just a snowman. And he's throwing snowballs.
So there's some comic book history for you. And so you can pick up this one. This is, again, you're going to know exactly what you're going to get when you get these. This is not a blind box. So that's all the hero clicks. And speaking of heroes.
Yeah, we've got one of your beloveds.
When Heroescape, for those that don't know, Heroescape came out, again, one of those things early 2000s. I
remember the ads very clearly aiming it at like a younger demographic.
Yes,
kids playing on the floor.
Because first release was pre-painted and you get terrain with it and all kind of stuff. So it's these hex trains. If you don't know about Heroescape, it is an army game, army building game, skirmish type game, or objectives. You can have kind of your standard wargaming kind of thing.
Wargaming, yeah.
But what sets it apart from others is the terrain. The terrain is actually these hex tiles that click together that actually have height depending on how you build it. So part of the game is sitting with your friends and building the map out and deciding like, oh, we want a bridge here, oh, we want some walls here and whatever. And that terrain matters because certain units might not be able to climb up terrain where the height of your unit will determine
making a flying unit significantly more
useful.
Yeah,
just fly over that.
Yeah.
Water, lava, they have all sorts of stuff. Well, they discontinued it, but Renegade's been picking up a lot of old stuff. Of course Renegade's doing the Lorcana, right?
No, that's Ravensburger.
Ravensburger. That's right. It's a different.
I can't remember if it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be pronounced Ravensburger. It's not actually like Ravensburger, even though. But yeah, the puzzle company. There's definitely a move from a lot of toy companies to expand into more of the gaming. But Renegade,
Renegade,
done a ton of stuff.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah,
I think TTRPGs is what I'm thinking of. Anyway, Heroescape, they re-released it. The one thing they changed in this, the models are not painted this time around. They're kind of gray. They got some dry brushing on them, but that's okay because they've also released a whole paint set specific to Heroescape.
And they worked with the army painter on that. So if you're worried about like, I've never used Renegade paints, don't worry. It's not Renegade's not getting into paint. It's army painter. So, you're getting quality. from my family's home country of Denmark.
There you go. There's so much shine
My
on the
favorite
box.
thing, and this drives me crazy for a lot of starter paint kits. This one has a brush,
Hey,
like
an army painter.
an army
Starter
painter
brush.
brush. Again, a halfway decent brush. You know,
Yeah.
I can't stand when paint kits are like, here's all the paints you need. You go home, you open it up, and you're like, hey,
Head to the dollar store.
How do I put the paint on the bottle? Am I supposed to be using my fingers for this?
Finger paint. Yeah, so that's really cool. And what do we got coming out? We got a bunch of new armies. One of the ones that I'm really excited about is this. This one is basically a flying squirrel and his squad of other rodents. They all have like giant mechanical wings, and except for of course the flying squirrel.
Smoking?
Shush! No, he's blowing the.
Oh, he's blowing. I thought.
We're bringing smoking back, kids. Especially when it's cartoon animals. Cartoon animals can smoke again.
Animals, I mean, that was the whole thing about that camel, right?
Yeah. So this is the Wing Commander Tuck. And what's really cool about HeroScape also is basically all of these people are being drawn to Valhalla by these various entities to wage war on their behalf. So because of that, your army choices are wild.
Crazy.
It's just the things you can build. What's really cool about a lot of these new units we've got, you have like a main commander and another army card. So kind of like in Warhammer where you may buy a unit, HeroScape will have a single army card that will come with like 4 models attached to that army card. So it'll be like, hey, this card has 4 units that this card represents those 4 models on the table. And so when you activate that army card, all 4 of those units act on that activation.
Even if they're on completely disparate parts of
so you can
map.
you can separate them out. Once you activate them, you move those 4 units.
Yeah.
So what's really cool, and also like that in HeroScape you have multiple activations. You have 3 activations per round, so you could technically put 2 activations on the same card.
Okay.
So I can activate them. You put all 3 on this, and just about I want to activate this unit 3 times this round.
Okay.
And also they have a 4th blind token, so there's 4 markers, but one's an X. So you put all 4 out there, so you can put 2 of your markers, hidden markers, on one army card, but one of them is with an X.
So they think you're doing 2 activations from that army card, but joke's on you, I'm doing one.
Yeah, and then you don't know, are they activating first, second, or third? So there's a really cool kind of poker moment in HeroScape where you're both laying out your order tokens and you're looking at the other player, where you're putting those, who should I put, how do I counter that? So it's a really kind of cool interplay before the
I always like that.
starts.
That was a cool thing about X-Wing as well. Was like you put your movement down secretly, so you're like, oh, you think maybe I'm gonna go fast, maybe I'm gonna like crack a Chewie, maybe I'm gonna.
Am I gonna K-turn? Like what's gonna happen? So anyway, HeroScape, really excited. We have those. Oh geez,
Got the polar bear people.
The polar bear people are coming back. There's another round of the Knights Primus. We have the Queen Maladrax and all her little hordes of minions.
I'm somewhat interested in that because I also play Tyranids in 40k, and I'm sitting here like, oh, so I can have some new HeroScape stuff, and also I can use those.
You want the Phalanx? This one unit is literally a bunch of the little ones as one unit all stuck together. I
guess you can probably see it better from the front, but you want to. It's pretty gross actually.
So all of these is a single model, but it's still pretty cool. A lot of cool stuff coming out of that. What we also want to talk about is the HeroScape tournament that is happening on the 24th. We mentioned it just for a moment.
Not just any tournament.
Store Championship. That's true.
If you first ever Gigabytes HeroScape Championship.
So you can thank me for that. Because I love this game so much, I wanted to get it promoted some more. We had a great community build up around it, and I'm really excited that they've really started showing a lot of interest, a lot of players. If you come out to that tournament, we got several things going on just for showing up. We have just the door prize, just for coming. We have special order markers that we talked about. Then we also have, and this is going to be specific to our store alone. Top 10 will be getting the Major Q11 Army miniature. So you can grab this one if you are in the top 10. Top 8 get Iwasha, which is another, that's specific to the store champion.
Yep.
There are, there's 8 of them where I think the first 7 have silver bases, and then the top has a gold base.
Number 1 gets a gold base.
And those are painted. And I believe he is painted as well. If you want to double check on that.
Seeing if he was sealed or not, we could open him. Fully assembled, pre-painted miniature. Look at that.
Yeah.
They give us the answers right. It's right there on the box.
So your Q11 and your Iwasha will be pre-painted, and kind of a thank you for showing up and playing. All you have to do is go to our events page, check it out, sign up through the Renegade. I guess you can also go to the Renegade HeroClix battle report. There's a whole thing to sign up there, get entered in. We have up to 24 players that we're going to be able to host, and it's going to be a wild time.
Yeah. Okay. And again, pretty new game, so it's a good one to...
Getting back into it.
It
just re-released, so a lot of people are getting back into it. It is compatible with all the old stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're still. I think the only thing they don't allow in tournaments right now.
Old terrain as well.
Old terrain still works. The only thing they're not allowing right now is the Marvel kits.
That makes sense. That makes sense
because
there might be all sorts of.
It's all wacky. Like Red Skull, really, you roll a d20, and if you roll a nat 20, he can take control of an enemy unit and do stuff. Yes.
Well, and that kind of came out, if I'm remembering correctly, in the back half of old HeroScapes.
Yeah, it was a little bit later.
So when you're into the crazy experimentation side of things.
We've had so much.
I know, rambling. Right?
Let's get on to all of our Marvel stuff we've got.
Yeah, we've got a good chunk of Marvel stuff. We have one of my favorite games, Marvel Champions, which I'm trying to hold without my big hands covering everything. So we've got 2 new packs coming out from Marvel Champions. And for those who are not familiar, Marvel Champions is a LCG or living card game, or sometimes people call them non-collectible card games. Kind of a deck builder, but you don't deck build in the game. But all you have to have is a villain to fight and pick up your favorite hero. And
it's co-op, right?
Yeah, it is fully co-op. Yeah. It's not competitive at all, which kind of threw me because I remember when the release came out, they're like, oh, like we're going to do an event. I was like, okay, so it's competitive. And then the game came out and I was like, oh no, this is fully cooperative. This is actually our second Black Panther. I haven't confirmed if, this one is a Shuri. The old one was with T'Challa, so we've got a new Black Panther, and then Silk, for those not as familiar, is another Spider-Verse person who I'm not going to go into the complex backstory. Like partly a clone of Peter Parker, partly not. It's very confusing, but the game, phenomenal. All you have to be able to play is one of the decks. I tell people, just pick up your favorite hero.
Yeah.
If your favorite hero is Thor, grab the Thor deck.
Oh, that's why we don't have any Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, no, all the Hulk players kept picking it up and just throwing it as far as they could. Yelling fastball special, right?
Crisis Protocol is another one that I've always been looking at.
Oh yeah, I picked that up as pretty much as soon as it came out.
Okay.
So Crisis Protocol is going to be your miniatures game. Right.
Not HeroClix miniatures.
Not HeroClix miniatures. These you will have to assemble.
Okay. So you want to paint?
You'll have to paint them. I mean, have to is always a weird word, right? You get to
paint them.
You get to paint them. I always tell people lots of events don't care. Like if you show up unpainted, they know people are, some people have 4 kids and are doing their best to just get a model assembled every now and then. But this one we have Midnight Suns.
Which that one you're getting a very specific group.
Yeah, it's all preset what you're getting, right? So this is, you got Moon Knight here, you got Blade, you got Ghost Rider, and you've got Dr. Voodoo, which is like he's one of those that like you got to dig deep.
Yeah,
but he's think Doctor Strange, but Bayou of Louisiana,
sure,
Voodoo. Um, obviously, like modern depictions doing a lot better with him than
I'm sure
some of those original depictions. But he's actually really cool. He's a very cool hero. And the Midnight Suns obviously being, I hate the term anti-hero. It just shouldn't be used pretty much at all.
Yeah.
But barring that, it's a lot of your anti-heroes. It's people who are, we're going to do the right thing even if it looks a little shady.
Right.
And that's the coolest thing about Crisis Protocol is there's lots of affiliations.
Okay.
So the way it works is like, okay, these are all part of the Avengers team. You don't have to run them as the Avengers team. You can run pretty much any combination you want, but when they work together, they get benefits, bonuses. Okay. They might have special abilities that are like only if they've got some of their buddies around, right?
Like rivals.
Yeah.
We have team ups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like some of them will be like pretty big affiliations where you'll have like dozens to pick from. Some are going to be really tight. So these are going to be Midnight Suns
really
affiliation.
Yeah.
And it's going to come with everything you need for them, including like the rules for that affiliation, etc.
And they have dice. We got some custom dice.
Yeah. So everyone loves to have dice that match.
Dice pack.
Yeah, and Crisis Protocol has their own.
Is it a specialized?
They have their own special dice. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, you
have to get
crits. So it comes in the starter packs, but now like you can just pick up some extra
just the
dice.
Okay.
If you're like me and I have been playing miniature games too long and I don't care about dice anymore and they fall on the floor and I go, that's their new home. That's where they
that's where they live now.
They want to live there now. Being able to pick up extra dice is nice. And they're D8s, which is always interesting to see people play with the type of dice in
sides. And let's jump over to our next fun part. This is kind of because Andor Season 2 is hit, so this is a good opportunity to release the next set of Shatterpoint, which is basically our Andor set, if you will. It's got Krennic and can never remember the good guy's name.
Andor.
Is it just no? That's the planet.
Oh, it's
the planet of Andor.
It's Cassian Andor.
Is his last name Andor?
Yeah.
After the planet?
Yeah. See, it's got his quote right here on the back, Cassian Andor.
Wait, was the planet not Andor?
I've actually never seen the Andor show.
No, but I'm trying to think. Does it? Alderaan.
This is Kai's last. This is actually Kai's last rambles.
Just because you can't deal with me and not.
Yeah. I'm sitting here like, what Star Wars planet is called Andor?
I'm thinking of Alderaan.
Man, I sure do love my favorite villain of Star Wars, Emperor Tatooine.
I know. I know there's just, if people watch this that are Star Wars, like, this man does not know what he's talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yeah, Krennic and Andor.
Yeah, and Shatterpoint's cool because it's very character based.
Okay.
It's not your big army. If you want to play that, get into Legion.
Yeah, there's John. Alderaan! I already see. He's like, man, gotta correct him.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, maybe his name is Andor, because I haven't actually seen the show. Everyone tells me I should. Everyone tells me
everybody
it's like
says
Star Wars
it's incredible
out there. So
from what I hear,
but I love the game, and I love Shatterpoint because of it being character based, especially because anytime you got an IP, people get into things because it's their favorite character. Yeah. There's been many a times I'm like, I don't really care about this game, and then they're like, we've got your favorite character now. I'm like, I guess I care about this game.
Well, now I care.
And it's also by AMG, the same, or Atomic Mass Games, same folks who make Crisis Protocol. So it's always nice when you can go, oh, I see the DNA of these in each other, and it can make picking one up. And it's just like, easier. If you learn 40K, easier to pick up AOS.
Which,
and vice
speaking
versa.
of, it's time for our GW corner.
It's almost like I was setting that up for you.
Yeah. All the GW stuff. Yeah, let's start with our Horus Heresy.
No, not Horus Heresy. This is Legions Imperialis. It is also these are from the Horus Heresy, but these are used for Legions Imperialis. It's a slightly different scale game. I know, right? We're gonna make it confusing. There's also Aeronauticus and other Latin words that mean nothing. So Imperialis is a smaller scale game designed for like putting together Titans and Knights. I was telling Jeff about this earlier. You know, a Titan, if you're playing in 40K, might be about 3 foot tall and cost you the same as a small vehicle.
Everything.
Yeah, yeah.
My army is this unit.
Oh yeah, I mean this is like for special apocalypse games. But if you like the idea of big robots blasting into each other with big tanks blasting into the big robots, Imperialis is a great way to go. You'll see it says like on here it'll say epic scale.
Yeah. Have they not released a space battle yet?
Oh, buddy, you're getting into some deep GW lore. Yes, they have. They also released a sea battle for fantasy called Dreadfleet. It was called Battle. I want to say Battlefleet Gothica, but I know that's not because I'm thinking of. It is like something Gothica.
Hey Rob, you know.
Battlefleet Gothic. I was right. I was pretty right. But like, I keep thinking of like Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, Battlefleet Gothic. So yeah, they have actually released a space game. It's not currently supported.
Okay.
But like, there's one guy who had everything for Dreadfleet, which was the old school fantasy. He had the old. They used to sell these cloth table covers that were like would turn. It would be like a starfield, or would be an ocean. So yes, but
well, there we go.
This would be for on the ground. And we've got some Carachnus or Carachnus assault tanks. No one knows how to pronounce anything in 40K. Not even Mr. Workshop himself. A couple of Knights Asterius that you can build. And then finally some Cerastus Knight Atropos.
Okay.
Which, again, none of those words mean anything.
They mean what you want them to
They mean what I want them to mean. But they're very cool figures. I've even seen some people like use these as like proxies for certain Mechanicus robot units because it gives you some variety to them.
That's cool.
But yeah,
and then
check out Titanicus.
And then let's move over to the old world.
Yeah, so if sci-fi or superheroes are not your jam, we got some fantasy as well. We talked a lot about, I feel like, superheroes especially today.
This has been a very superhero.
Yeah, it's Hero May. So out come I believe at the time of fantasy, the most popular faction was High Elves specifically. It never had the grip that Space Marines have on 40K, but it was, I believe, the most popular faction. High Elves are known for they're being fast, they're elegant, powerful, elite armies.
Wait a minute, those aren't orcs.
I know, right? But we've got the mages. We've got a mage on foot, and we've got a mage on horse for you. And then we've also got the elven spearmen, which is actually going to come. One of the most interesting things. Yeah, so one of the most interesting things is this comes with 32 miniatures for $85.
Whoa!
I don't know why specifically with Old World this has been the case, but their bang for your buck on Old World is crazy.
I literally
crazy good.
See, I still believe that every time they have a new unit of anything, there's just one person. They just hold it up, like, how much is this? And he's like, 85. Like he's busy doing something else entirely.
Like
how much is it? 120. But it's they've
got their like head logistics officer who's like trying desperately to make sure like everything comes in, and they're like, how much should this cost you? I don't know. $40.
They're like, but it's a box. It's like huge. I don't want in front of it. I don't.
But yeah, they're it's really good bang for your buck on the Old World. And High Elves are really popular. They are pretty solid to learn. Yeah. They've got like just this really like when I think of Warhammer Fantasy, like I just think of these big cone helmets and the spears and these big shields. And then, of course, there's lots of cool things with the elves. They've got dragons. They've got, the white lions. Still one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
So
a lot of cool stuff.
Lion chariots. You've got like they're a seafaring race. They live on these giant boats. So they'll have all sorts of cool like sea-based stuff. Yeah. Right. I've always thought that was the coolest thing about them that gets ignored is like this is a bunch of like sailor elves, and like their enemies are another group of sailor elves, and you know.
But here, let's go fight on land.
Yeah, well, so they do have land. They
Sure.
have their own continent, but like, or country,
Sure.
whatever you want to call it. I don't know if there's tectonic plates on the old world, but they also have like a very big naval presence, and they exiled all the dark elves to
Sure.
live on a boat forever.
Of course.
Crazy old world lore, right?
Always. Well, that's it. That's all of our stuff that we had to talk about. This was a little bit longer episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we had a lot to go through, a lot of announcements. Probably it's because it's May, the start of the month, so we had a lot to.
Yeah, start of the month, and then you've got. I always feel like spring and summer really.
Oh, where things are going to kick off.
Yeah,
crazy.
things kick off. Weirdly enough, especially in the South, once it gets hot, we all want to be inside, not outside.
Why? That's weird. I wonder why that is. Yeah, so thank you very much for showing up to Rambles. We hope you have a great start of your month. We hope you have a great rest of your Friday and going into the weekend. We hope to see you next weekend. That's when everything is kicking off. So you have 7 days to get ready until everything pops off for May.
Yeah.
All right.
It's nonstop.
Yep.
See you next week.
We will see you there. Have a good one.